my channel. I'm Naysha Nicole if you're new, and if you're not new, hey boo. On my channel, I post lifestyle tips, story times, beauty videos, and anything else I want to put on my channel. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys a story time. It's been a minute, you guys, I know. But in this story time, I'm going to tell you guys how I went on a date with this guy that I was dating and how it went left. So continue watching. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and let's get it, you guys. Okay, you guys, so let's rewind to like some years back when I was in my partying stage. And if you have been keeping up with my story times, you guys know I used to get really lit. And so anyways, I'm in the club with my girls, and I seen this real fine chocolate man, you guys, and he's looking real good. And he's with his friends, I'm with my friends, and I eyeball him out, and I'm like, you know, to my girl, my little wingman, like, let's go over there, let's go see what they're about, you guys. He looked kind of quiet but fine, chocolate fine. So yeah, me and my girls went over there to see what's up with them, because I'm kind of bold. So let me give you guys like a description of how he looks like, because you know I like to describe my people up in my story times. So you guys, like I said, he was chocolate, real fine chocolate. You could tell he worked out because his clothes fit him really good and nice. And you know, I could tell he had like a nice shoulder, nice back, like he was built nice, but not like super buff, because who wants an alligator, you know what I mean? But you could tell he worked out. He had some nice full lips, you guys. He had cute face features, like he was very much attractive. Or I just could have been hella drunk the whole time we dated, I don't know, but yeah. So like I said, I turned to one of my homegirls, and I'm like, bitch, let's go over there and like, let me, you know, get a way to talk to him. So we go over there because you guys, like I said, I'm bold. Like if I really want a guy, like I'll make a way to talk to him, or, you know, and plus like back then I used to drink, and that liquor courage, you know what I mean? So we go over there, and you guys, he is so like respectful. He has mad manners, like he's very reserved, I can tell, and I'm reserved in a way, but you know, once I get comfortable with people, I'm kind of out there. So me seeing how reserved he was, I was like, okay, let me chill, because I don't want to scare him away. You know, I don't want to scare him away or whatever. So yeah, I was really shocked, because most guys who are super attractive or whatever, you know, they're like out there, they know they look good, you know, very arrogant and cocky. This man looked good, and he was very respectful, very well mannered, and I'm thinking like, oh, this is my king, like, you know, no more douchebags for me. So we get to talking or whatever, and I find out that he's a sergeant in the Marines, which makes perfect sense because he's toned, he looks good physically, and you know, he has manners, and I'm guessing that's what they teach you when you get in the service. But it made perfectly sense to me. And he was telling me how he's stationed out in California, but he comes out to my city ever so often, you know, to visit his family and his friends or whatever. And so I was like, well, if this, you know, moves further along, that'd be fine, because we could see each other every other weekend, and we could text and call, you know, in between time. I would still have my space, because I'm kind of independent, but then I kind of need a man too. So I was like, okay, this is perfect. It'll work if it's, you know, gonna get there. So we exchanged numbers before he leaves, before I leave, and we began texting and calling each other. We didn't like meet or anything or going on the first date yet. Like I said, he was stationed out in California. Plus, I just didn't want to hop in, you know, like anything like too serious. So we were texting and calling at first, and then a few weeks goes by, and then he's like, okay, well, like, I want to take you on a date. What do you want to do? Blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm a big foodie. I hope you guys know that by now. So there was like this food festival in my city that was going on. It goes on every year. And so I was kind of like, well, this is going on right now. We should go do it. Like, here's where it's going to be, and like what kind of foods are going to be there. It's like a big food festival where you can kind of pig out and no one cares or whatever. And so he agreed upon it, and he came out, and we went on this food festival. It was hella fun. And he was well-mannered, paid for everything like a gentleman should, you know. But while we're there and we're like waiting in one of the food lines or whatever to get, I think it was like Greek food, I'm not even quite sure, it was so long ago. there was this girl eyeballing him, y'all, and right in front of me, which is mad disrespectful. And I'm not like a crazy psycho girlfriend or a girl who you date, but I am very what is that? I'm very territorial. So like, if you're my man, if I'm dating you, if you're my friend, you're my friend. If you're my neighbor, you my neighbor, like, you know what I mean? I'm very territorial. And I definitely don't tolerate disrespect. I'm very nice, but I don't tolerate disrespect, especially when it comes to my man. And I just felt like a girl eyeballing my man or a guy I'm dating right in front of me, y'all, like, that's mad disrespectful. So I look at her and then I quickly look at him to see his reaction. Y'all, he immediately looked away, didn't even look at the hood rat, didn't give her an expression, a smirk, just completely ignored this hood rat. So I looked back at the girl and I kind of mad dogged her, like, you know, looking at her up and down, like, and her dumb ass got a clue. Hood rat went away, and I was like very much proud of this guy that I just, you know, like, so newly was dating, because, you know, some guys would get off on that, like, oh, I'm with this girl and this other girl checking me out. Not him, you guys. He was very respectful. So that's like giving you guys like a background of how he was and how, you know, his characteristics were or whatever, because that shit could have went real left. I'm never the one to fight over a man, because I just feel like I can always get another one. But it's very important for me, for my man, to not engage in a girl eyeballing him up and down, checking him out when they don't even know each other, and two, giving somebody else attention, another girl attention. That's very much important to me. So I was very proud. So now I'm like, damn, you know, he's super loyal. Like, maybe this could work out. You know, I don't know if I could be a Marine's wife, because I've heard stories, but, you know, shit, we could try. Like, you know, like, after all that. So after that date, he goes back to his base, which is in California. And, you know, he used to drive out to see me, which is like a 4-hour drive, you know, come out every other weekend and visit me, and we'd hang out the whole weekend. And everything was cool, but he had to go back to his base and, you know, handle his business over there. And so we went back to our normal texting, calling, and checking up on each other, stuff like that. Now we've been dating for like a few months and everything is going good. Like, communication's good, communication's there, which is key, like I said before in one of my videos. So everything is good, and he wants to go out on another date again. He's coming out here and he's like, well, what do you want to do? Like, do you have anything in mind? Which I really liked, because, you know, he always wanted my opinion and wanted to know what I wanted to do. Now, if you guys don't know, I actually paint a lot, and I like to just, you know, paint and draw, and it calms me down and relaxes me. Like, all my paintings are behind me. And so I told him I seen his ad that's like a paint and sip class, which to me at the time I was like, oh, I get to get lit and paint. Like, oh, like, you know, it's a dream date. So then I text him the paint and sip ad or whatever, and so he's like, okay, cool, like, we could do that, you know, book us or whatever. And so actually we ended up painting this painting right here. At the time, my city was going through like a hard time, like this is big tragic thing in the world that happened. I don't want to speak about that because some of my friends were actually at this concert, but we ended up painting this painting over here, which was really fun. But let me get to like how the shit went left. So now, you guys, I'm getting ready for this date, this paint and sip class. I'm super excited. I'm getting cute for my man, so whatever. And so he texts me. He's like, hey, babe, I told my mom about the paint and sip class, and she wants to know if she can come. And I'm like, what the fuck, you know? Now, let me give you guys a background of like his family. He told me like a little bit about his family. Obviously, we had been dating for a few months, a couple months. And so we spoke about our history, our background, how we grew up. And he actually told me he didn't grow up with his mom. I think his grandma raised him and his older brother raised him, which, you know, is whatever, like, you know. And I didn't really ask him why his mom and dad didn't raise him, because I just felt like we had only been dating a couple months. That might have been personal because he didn't just come out and tell me why. But I think maybe she was, you know, having a rough time raising them, or she was going through her own stuff. I'm not sure. I just know she was not there, and he didn't have like a solid relationship with his family. So like I knew that maybe she would be nice, or maybe they like build their relationship back up now that he's older, or I don't know. I met his brother because his older brother was with him and his other friends at the club. His brother was super chill, super cool, and that was like the only family member that I had met. He never met none of my family, but that's the only family on his side that I had met. So anyways, I text him back and I was like, well, it's up to you, babe, because I don't want to sound like that controlling girlfriend or that controlling girl that he's dating. And I just didn't want him to think like, damn, I can't bring my mom. I don't know. I didn't think we were that deep in dating for him to like bring his mom and for me to meet his mom that quickly. So yeah, anyways, I go, well, it's up to you, babe, whatever, you know. And he didn't reply back. He shows up, y'all, with his mom, and I'm just looking awkward as fuck. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Mind you guys, I should have said, you know, I don't want to meet your mom yet, I don't know, or whatever. But like I said, I didn't want to come off as that controlling psycho girl he's dating. So I would have thought he would have got the hint, or he could have, you know, read my mind. I don't know, girls, you know how girls are. I just didn't think he was gonna pop up with his mother on our like paint and sip date after only dating a couple months. Yes, things were going good, but within a couple months on a date, let me meet your mom on another day. Like, you know what I mean? And like, honestly, I feel like, you know, if girls say, oh, I don't know, it's up to you, or do whatever you want, like when we do that, we should say what we really mean, but we don't, and whatever. But if a girl tells you that, it means no. It's leaning towards no. But yeah, that's my bad. I should have said something like, you know, I should have said no, not yet, or something. So anyways, his mom comes, he comes, and he normally, like I said, pays for everything. He's a real big gentleman. And so yeah, we get there, and he pays for me, his mother, and himself. And as he's paying, the freaking mother is looking over at me as if I'm supposed to be paying, or if she feels some type of way that her son is paying for me. And I'm just looking at her like, you know, what the fuck? Like, being super nice and friendly to the mom, but in the back of my head, I'm like, girl, you on my date. Like, if anything, you should be paying. Like, why are you looking at me like I should be putting up some type of, like, you know, money for this date when it's me and your son's date? You're tagging along. So we started painting or whatever, and how the setup was, like, it was me, him in the middle, and then his mom on his right side. And it just feels really awkward and uncomfortable, and I know he could like tell and feel the vibe of the whole situation. And it's kind of like he's trying to like talk to me, and he's talking to his mom, and like I just did not get a good vibe, like a 100% good vibe from his mom, like especially after she like was looking at me weird to, you know, pay or whatever. Like, what I look like, you know, paying on my date like the first couple of days. No. But yeah, I just knew like he probably felt like awkward because I felt awkward and stuff, and he's super nice. And yeah, so anyways, we continue painting. We're done painting, and there's like this little spot where they all take pictures or whatever of your painting, of with you in your painting or whatever. And the photographer was trying to get like all three of us in there together, and I'm just like, this is so weird for me. And mind you, this was like years ago, so I wouldn't say I was less mature, but I still had like some things to like learn. Like I mean, I guess I had some growing up to do or whatever, and I could have made it less awkward. But anyways, I end up taking a picture with them, and then with him, and then by myself too, because I was like, you know what, he just brought his mom. Like, oh no, like I'm not gonna, you know, in the back of my mind, I'm already knowing like, okay, this might be our last date. So after we're done, he walks me to my car, and he like tells his mom he'll be there, like, you know, he'll be right back or whatever. And we hugged or something like that, but then we didn't like kiss or nothing, because it's like I didn't want his mom be looking at us, and like, I don't know, I was younger. And so yeah, he hugs me or whatever, and we say goodbyes. And so yeah, now, like I said, this was very uncomfortable for me and has never happened to me before. And I wouldn't say, oh my God, this is the worst date, because I've been on some dates, y'all. But I've never had this happen to me. So, and at the time, I was younger, like I said before. So I was over it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, nope. Like, And, you know, I didn't have the greatest communication at the time. And so, yeah, that was it for me. So you guys, I decided that I was not gonna date him anymore after that. Like, you know, that was it. Like, and so, but I didn't communicate that with him, and you know, I kind of ghosted him, which is horrible. Like, that's bad karma. This is probably why I'm dealing with so many douchebags right now. But yeah, I kind of like ghosted him, didn't tell him why I'm not talking to him, didn't text him back, call him, nothing, you guys. Like, I kind of just like was like, nope, I'm not dating him anymore. I think I went back partying like to my normal lifestyle, because you know, normally when I date a guy, I kind of chill out on like my partying and like just being out there. So I was like, yeah, this is it. I'm not dating him no more. I'm about to go kick it with my homegirls in the club, like whatever. So you guys, because I had quit texting him and like answering his phone calls and everything, the only communication he had to like contact me was through Instagram. So he messaged me on Instagram and tried to like talk to me. I read it, ignored it. And then he wrote me again and was like, can you please tell me what I did? Like, I'm the type of person who needs to know. And I kind of looked at it and was like, ooh, like, you know, cringing like a mother effort. And I just felt hella bad, but then I didn't feel that bad. Like, bitch, I was cold back in the day, like heartless. And so thinking about that, like years later, like I remember those exact words today, because back then I was immature, but now that I've grown and it's been years, you know, I feel really bad and I'm like matured or whatever, to be like, damn, like that was fucked up. I could have just told him like, boo, you brought your mama on a date. Like, that's weird. That's awkward for me. Like, we could have like, you know. So yeah, you guys, I felt hella bad. Now, at the time, like I said, I was a cold-hearted mother effer, like shaking my head on that, because I could have said something to him. But now today, years later, I do feel bad for like ghosting him, and like I end up blocking him after he told me all that. Like, he needs to know what happened, whatever. I looked at that shit and blocked him on Instagram, and I ain't never heard from him since. But yeah, you guys, like I realized that, you know, he was a good guy. He had his shit together, like stability, like, which now, like, you know, women want that. And he was cool, only the fact that his mother was either clingy, she had been on some type of drugs, or she just didn't give a fuck and just was like, I'm gonna just go on and stay with my son and whatever, or she just wanted to meet me right away. I don't know, but it was just very much awkward for me. So yeah, he was a good guy or whatever, but that was kind of an awkward date for me. And I don't know where he is today or whatever. He's probably married with some kids. I don't know, because he is in the Marines. And if you know people, if you know guys who are in the service, you know they are super quick to get married and have kids or whatever. I don't know. But that could have been my life, y'all. Y'all would have probably not seen me yet up in here acting crazy or lashing or partying. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know where he's at now, you guys, and I don't know how he's doing, how his mother's doing, because like I said, I blocked him texting, on my phone, calling, and on Instagram, and he probably blocked me too, because I don't even like, I don't know where he's at. So okay, you guys, that was the end of the story time. You guys let me know how you would have handled that situation. Like, what would you have done differently? Would you have told him no right away and maybe look like a controlling girl he's dating? Would you have said something to his mom if she was looking at you funny because you didn't pay? Like, would you have blocked and ghosted him like I did? Like, I don't know. But everyone has their own personality and their own mindset of how they handle things. Like, I would like to know what y'all think and how y'all think about the situation. Comment down below and let me know if you guys would have done anything differently than I did. And yeah, and like at the time, the people who were in my life, like my family and my friends, like we literally laughed about this shit. I think my mom was like the only person who was like, oh, you could have told him or whatever. But yeah, I could see how you would have felt uncomfortable or whatever. But you guys, I went home like cringing, like, oh my God, like what the fuck? Big cringe. But yeah, comment down below. And don't forget to like this video, guys. It does help me out a lot on my channel. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, like I said, and let's get there, you guys. And so yeah, I'll check you guys in the next video. Bye.